Hey, traders! It's Tuesday, September 11th, 7 a.m., and we're ready to kick off the day with 5 impulses updates before the New York market opens. Are you prepared for another exciting ride on the market's roller coaster? It's quite the adventure, filled with unexpected turns. But don't worry, with the right information and some courage, we can navigate this unpredictable environment and come out ahead. Today we'll review the VIX, the Fear and Greed Index, the Market Analyzer, and the latest news from Forex Factory. Speaking of excitement, Nvidia's stock has had its own wild ride. After 2 weeks of declines dropping 13% last week, the chipmaker is trying to regain ground. Yesterday it climbed 3.5%, but today's outlook is less certain. Is now the time to buy, or should we wait? Some experts believe Nvidia is still a great choice. Semiconductors are the heart of tech innovation. No iPhones, Facebook, or Teslas without them. And while Nvidia lost nearly 30% of its value back in June, it has since regained much of that loss. So keep your eyes on the market, traders, because today might just be the day to make your move. Alright, let's start with the VIX, the market's favorite roller coaster. If you don't know, the VIX is like checking the weather for the stock market. Today it's at 19.36, which is a small rise of plus 0.28, meaning it's up by 1.47%. So what does that mean? It's like saying, hey, it's a bit windy today, so hold on to your hats. The market is moving, but it's not going crazy yet. But keep watching. A calm market can get exciting at any moment. Now, let's check the mood with the Fear and Greed Index. This tells us if traders are feeling scared, fear, or if they're getting too confident, greed. Right now, it's at 39%. What does that mean? Imagine you're at a party and 39% of the people are dancing carefully, making sure they don't step on anyone's feet. It's not full panic, but everyone's being a bit careful. If you're trading today, remember to stay balanced. Don't be too scared or too confident. You got this. Now, let's stop quickly at the Market Analyzer. Here's where we look at the big players. First, we've got the E-mini S&P 500 at 136,000. Not bad. Then the DOW at 16,000. And finally, the NASDAQ at 70,000. Some important news from Forex Factory for you today. At 8:30 a.m., we'll see the core CPI month-over-month report. The last number was 0.2%. Also, at the same time, we'll see the CPI month-over-month, which was also 0.2% last time. Don't forget the CPI year-over-year, which was 2.9% before. And at 10:30 a.m., we'll get the crude oil inventories report. The last report showed a drop of 6.9 million barrels. Use these updates to plan your trading strategy for today. First impulse, inflation data. Let's start with what everyone is talking about, inflation in the US. This Friday we'll get the numbers for August. Analysts expect inflation to rise by 2.5%, a little lower than July's 2.9%. Why is this important? Well, the US Federal Reserve, the Fed, watches inflation closely to decide if the economy is doing well or not. If inflation goes up too fast, the Fed may raise interest rates, and that could change everything for investors like you. So make sure to keep your eyes on the news this Friday to see how the numbers turn out. Second impulse, Eurogroup Meeting. Next, let's talk about Europe. Today there's a Eurogroup meeting, and tomorrow the European Central Bank will decide on interest rates. What does this mean for you? Well, changes in interest rates can affect everything from currency exchange rates to stock prices. The ECB's decision could give us clues about Europe's economic future. So Europe is in the spotlight today, and it could shake things up in the market. Third impulse, cryptocurrencies and commodities. Now let's talk about something that always catches our attention, cryptocurrencies and commodities. First, cryptocurrencies. Right now, Bitcoin is around $56,000, and Ethereum is at $2,300. They are both moving up and down with a lot of volatility this morning. If you're into crypto, you know that the market can be unpredictable, so keep an eye on those prices. On the commodity side, we've got US coffee trading at $248, and gold futures are around $2,548. Commodities are always important for investors, so it's a good idea to watch these prices too. Fourth impulse, Asian and US stock markets. Let's check out what's happening in Asia and the US markets. This morning, things aren't looking great in Asia. The Nikkei is down by 1.5%. The Hang Seng in Hong Kong has dropped by 1.5%, and the Shanghai Composite is down by 0.9%. Over in the US, Wall Street closed with mixed results yesterday. The S&P 500 went up by 0.4%, The Nasdaq jumped 0.8%, but the Dow Jones fell by 0.2%. Mixed results like this can mean uncertainty, so it's a good idea to be cautious when trading today. Fifth impulse, macro data. Finally, let's look at some important macro data coming out today. In Europe, we'll be watching the inflation numbers from Portugal and the UK's GDP, gross domestic product. These will give us a good idea of how the European economy is doing. In the US, we've got the EIA crude oil inventory report coming out. The last report showed a drop of 6.9 million barrels. Crude oil inventories can affect oil prices, which impacts everything from gas prices to the stock market. So that's it. These are the 5 daily impulses to watch today for smart trading decisions. Whether it's US inflation, the Eurogroup meeting, or crypto prices going up and down, all of these can change the market. Remember, the market is like a wild animal, always moving and hard to predict. But that's what makes it exciting. The key to success is to stay informed, be disciplined, and keep learning. Read everything you can, follow the news, and most importantly, get involved. You don't need to be a Wall Street expert to start investing. Start small, do your research, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. I'd love to hear what you're watching in the market today. What's exciting you? What's making you nervous? Let's talk about it. Until next time, happy trading. See you tomorrow, traders.